Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. So have you ever wondered just how many shoes you should have in your rotation? There's not a right or wrong answer to that, right? It's just really a personal thing. But I know when I go into the run club, I see certain folks, no matter what run they're doing, it's the same shoe. I see other folks, every time they come, they look like they have a different shoe on. And other folks who just wear the same brand of shoes all the time. So I thought I'd go ahead and give you my thoughts on it, as well as then turn it over to folks from the run club and let them tell you how many shoes that they have. I have 2 shoes in my rotation like 90% of the time. The other 10% is when I happen to have one more that I've bought because one of my other shoes is getting close to 300, so I might have 3. And generally I try and have one shoe that's a bit more cushioned and padded I use for longer runs, and one that is supposed to be a little bit quicker, and I'll use that for my shorter runs or any type of tempo run. And while I do some trail running, it only makes up maybe 20% of all my runs, and even then it's really well-groomed trails, crushed gravel and whatnot, not too much technical stuff. But whenever I do a trail, I use that more cushioned shoe for that one as well. I have never bought a trail shoe yet, and have been able to just get by with the road shoes. The 2 shoes I'm running with right now are the Brooks Ghost and the Saucony Endorphin Speed. Both of these are very close to 300 miles. I always do 300 miles in my shoes and I stop, and then I do a review, let you know how well they've done and how well they've held up, how many miles you can expect to get for your money. So if you want to subscribe, these 2 reviews for these shoes are about to come out. I love this shoe, by the way. So that's enough with me. Now we'll just let the run club take it away. All right, so how many shoes do you keep in your rotation?
Just one shoe, yeah.
And how many miles do you normally get out of them, do you think?
You know, that's a good question. I normally get about 6 months worth of running, so probably 200 miles, something like that.
When they feel like they're worn out, you just change them out?
Yeah, that's mostly. It's not, there's no specific mileage. It's mostly just about like how it feels, you know.
Do you got a favorite pair that you wear?
Yeah, I wear these Sauconys. I can't remember the name of them specifically, but
I just reorder these every single time. They've been really great for me. I've done half marathons in them, and they've just like always treated me really well.
You got something good, stick with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
They broke.
All right, thank you.
I have 4 shoes in my rotation, 2 road shoes and 2 trail shoes. My road shoes are Hoka and New Balance, but both my trail shoes are North Face Effective.
Is that normally what you always have? What's the most? What's the fewest?
Sometimes it goes up to 6 in the rotation. If I'm heading towards a big long race and I might need multiple changes of shoes, then I'll go to 3 or 4 trail shoes.
Right, so you do mainly trails.
Yeah.
Very good. Thanks.
Okay, when I first started running, I wore 1 pair of shoes, and that's all I wore, and it probably did that for 4 years. And someone convinced me that trail shoes were the thing, and so I branched out and went wild and had 2 pairs of shoes. And then someone convinced me that actually buying a decent pair of shoes for racing was a good idea. So then I got to 3 pairs of shoes. Nowadays, I generally have 1 mid to long distance, so that's 1 short distance shoe that I do, which is 2, a racing shoe, which is 3, and a trail shoe, which is 4.
Very good. Zippy.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have 3 pairs. I have 1 that are just for every day, just put on to do whatever. Also wear them for pickleball sometimes. I have another pair of Sauconys that I wear for longer, like recovery runs. And then I have a pair that were gifted to me that I owe a 5K PR because they have a carbon plate, and I have only worn them like 3 times because I don't want to wear them out.
Do you have the 5K on the schedule?
I need somebody to pace me. Any takers?
This looks like a good segue into the taker of the pacer.
No takers on that. So shoes, so interestingly I have a ton of shoes, but I am not a shoe person at all. I have 1 pair of shoes I've typically run with my entire life is Brooks. I don't even know what the brands are. I'm not particular at all. But because of my wife, because of my daughter, because of all the run club people, I now have 2 pairs of all-purpose New Balance. I have a carbon-plated Nike one for the track. I have a pair of trail shoes, and I still have my trusty 3 sets of Brooks I always wear. So even though I'm not particular about shoes, I probably have about 8 or 9 pairs.
You have a particularly large number of pairs
exactly
in your running rotation.
Exactly, and I don't believe in different styles of shoes, but I have a ton of different shoes.
Very good.
I forgot my trail shoes.
Wait, we got one other one.
I forgot my trail shoes. They're my newest favorite pair.
And what are they?
Hokas.
Hokas.
They're a hybrid trail shoe, perfect for hill to run on a paved trail to the mountain.
Excellent. All right. Thank you, team. Team Fleming. How many running shoes in the rotation?
It's a good question. Probably, if you look at Strava, probably about 16 pairs. That's a mixture of trail and road shoes, but I don't wear them in immediate rotation. Probably have 3 pairs of trail and 3 pairs of road. But I added a new pair in my rotation. I saw a pair in the bottom of the closet the other day, 5 years old. I remember thinking, wow, I love these shoes. I'm going to put them in my rotation. I've been wearing those recently, so I've been wearing 5-year-old shoes, but they're a nice pair. I remember loving those shoes, so I'm wearing them now.
But you set the bar. 16 is the high bar.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, 16 pairs that have miles left on them, but I often find that I start to dislike shoes, different pairs of shoes, so I don't wear them as much, but they got plenty of miles on them, so they're in my rotation, but they don't get worn that often. They'll probably be in my rotation for a long time.
They fall out of favor.
Yes.
Right.
But they're still good.
Right. And how many miles do you ever put on shoes?
I tend to. I do. I tend to scuff my feet. So if it's a real soft sole, they wear out quick, and probably less than 300. But there's a few pairs that I like that have a hard rubber layer on the bottom. They tend to last a bit longer, and I can go way over 300 in those. So it depends on the shoe.
Very good. Thank you.
All right.
There you go, from 1 to 16. I think we covered the whole spectrum. There's no right or wrong answer, it's just however many makes you feel happy. And speaking of enjoying your runs, if you're a member of a run club, then you know what I'm talking about. If not, you should consider joining a run club. There's just always a lot of fun things to do, and it just keeps running more enjoyable. Sometimes keeps you more accountable to doing it. And so as far as your shoes go, just make sure you get some and get out there and use them. Remember our motto here at Race the Nation: exercise, explore, enjoy. So get out there and race the nation.